My department is also considering the restoration of numerous community centers that have the potential for sporting and arts infrastructure in models of public-private partnerships and partnerships with other government departments. But I must also mention this. It has happened in the past where money that was meant for the upgrading of facilities through MIC has been used by municipalities for other reasons. And we have now come up with something new, that before we're speaking to Treasury, that before we give you the new allocations, we want to make sure that the previous allocations has not been used by the municipalities to pay salaries, because our sporting centers is in disarray. It is a mess. And the only reason why it's a mess is not that government hasn't given the money. It is the money has been repurposed and redirected. So the municipalities has a lot to answer, including the metros. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Minister. I see you've just dived straight into my question, which is great. And you must have picked up on, for instance, certain ANC governments' failures, like in Enoch and Kajima, where 15 million rand was spent on a football field or a football stadium, but actually that is just a barren piece of land. So with your new plan, what concrete measures are in place to address corruption and to then ensure that there is accountability where you pick this up and before you make available this MIC grant, so that disadvantaged communities can actually benefit?
Thank you very much, Honorable. You know, I don't have the power to just willy-nilly keep the money back. I have to go through Treasury to ask permission to withhold the money, because I'm the conduit of the money from Treasury. We are asking for that permission currently, and the only reason why we're asking for that permission is to make sure that this doesn't happen. But it's true what you're saying about Enoch Ngijima, what happened there. But it's not only there, even pools in the Western Cape has not been opened and money has been made available. So this thing goes through party lines. It is not only an ANC problem. It's a problem of everybody that is in government.
Well, members, we now move on to question 78. Question 78 was asked by the Honourable Aris, and it asks about converting abandoned and dilapidated buildings. Can we hear your reply to that question, please, Minister?
Yeah, thank you so much, Chairperson. Honourable Aris, yes, my department is making interventions to convert abandoned and dilapidated buildings, one such being the conversion of the old abandoned St. Anne's Hospital, located in Pietermaritzburg, in the new KwaZulu-Natal Museum. We're changing that old building into a new KwaZulu-Natal Museum. In addition to the above, the department is mandated by the 2019 revised white paper on sport, arts and culture to create spaces for provincial art practitioners in 3 previously marginalized provinces, Limpopo, Northwest, and Mpumalanga. To date, the department has implemented the white paper recommendations as follows. Limpopo province, we've done the Limpopo Theatre. A newly constructed theatre is being built through co-funding initiative with the Limpopo province. It is currently at 80% in terms of construction progress in Bakoni, Malapa in Polokwane municipality. DSEC has committed an amount of 45 million over a period of 3 years. To date, 17 million has been transferred to Limpopo Department of Sport, Arts and Recreation. Northwest, Mabana Sports, Arts, Culture and Recreation Center. Northwest Department of Sport, Arts and Culture identified Mabana Sports Arts Center facility for refurbishment as a provincial theatre for arts practitioners. An amount of 13 million over a period of 3 years has been committed. To date, an amount of close to 4 million has been transferred to the provincial department. Mpumalanga, Secunda Theatre. Mpumalanga Department of Sport, Arts and Culture identified Secunda Theatre facility for refurbishment as a provincial theatre for arts. An amount of 13 million over a period of 3 years has been committed. To date, no amount of funding has been transferred to the provincial department due to incomplete consultation between the two stakeholders, MP DSEC and Governor Mbeki local municipality. In the case of community art development facilities, the DSEC has relied on provinces to propose derelict buildings as well as existing, which they deem fit for purposes of cultural activities. To this end, there are numbers of examples that can be cited. Eastern Cape, Port St. John's Arts Centre, an amount of 1 million was transferred to East London Guild Theatre as the implementing agent. The project has been completed. It was inspected by DSEC in February 2025. Paddy Art Centre, East London. Spread Art Centre, East London. Titicama Art Centre in East London. Western Cape, Darlington Cultural Hub. An amount of 1 million was transferred to Stan Foundation as the implementing agent. The project has been completed. It was inspected by DSEC in November 2025. Northwest again, Bakwena Art Centre. An amount of 750,000 was transferred to the Northwest Federation of Community Art Centres as the implementing agent. The project has been completed. So yeah, indeed, Chairperson, we are looking at that, and we are now going to the second phase, because what we also want to do is community halls. Community halls are standing empty. People use them once or twice a month. It is there, it's got security. We are now running a project where we want to turn that into theatre centers where children can train, where children can sing, they can dance, because at no cost. Because it's just standing there, and it was built with a huge amount of monies. In every area, basically, or most areas, has community centers. We don't want it, it is 5% utilized. We want to take it up to 80-90% utilization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. Honourable Aris, do you have a follow-up question?
Yes, thank you very much, Chairperson. Minister, I listened to your response, and I'm grateful that you mentioned all the provinces, where you have tried to make these cultural centers, but noticing that there existed several abandoned buildings across the country that could be acquired by the art and creative sector so that they can transform into exciting new venues of cultural space. And further noting that converting abandoned buildings has the potential to increase community redevelopment and attract artists. Why has there been no collaborative effort across all provinces to turn these forgotten spaces into opportunities for redevelopment? And which efforts have you made to secure more funding for the cultural space? And because it always gets the smallest amount on the budget, and we have seen that in your budget allocation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Back to you, Minister.
I agree with Honourable when she says that there's a lot of buildings around the country that needs our attention and that we can convert into that. But I disagree with her when she says that more money, culture doesn't get most of the money. Culture, the cultural space get 1.7 billion compared to the sporting, which get less than that. More of our budget goes for culture than for sport. And if you say, what have I done to raise money for that? I'll make you one example. The National School of the Arts does not fall under me, but it was about to close and 500 kids was about to be sent home. I personally jumped in my car and I went to the school to go and understand what is the problem here. I realized that they have zero money. I then said, let me get all ex-policemen that died in service and soldiers. All their children can come and study here for free and the department will pay. And we will pay the money tomorrow so that the school cannot close down and the school can take the children. That project has kept that school open. We've raised close to 2.5 million rands for the school. The school is now open. 600 children are going to school. So it's not that we've done nothing. We have done something when it comes to that.
Thank you very much, Minister. Let's now pass the opportunity to Honorable Mokwele.
Thanks very much, House Chair, and thanks very much, Minister, for being in this house. You know that you are always be here. Minister, I want to agree with you when you are saying that indeed, before you allow or before you give a certain portion to the municipality or district, you must just first to check that what happened with the previous allocation, because during our provincial weeks, we have seen a very mess, in majority of municipality, where we found that majority of structure, they are abandoned, some they are not even completed, the service provider just went there. But Minister, when you were answering the initial question, you also managed to answer my follow-up question. But the only question that I want to check, with you, Minister, is that is your department have the program to convert this building? And then if yes, what are the details of this program, Minister? That is my own question. But generally, you managed to answer my follow-up question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, our department, most of the buildings is not owned by the department. It's owned by Public Works. So what we are doing at the moment, we are doing an audit on which buildings are owned by the department, where we can have a say. Once we have the list, which I don't have at the present moment, but once I acquire that list, we are going to do the same that we're doing with Mabana Cultural Center, that we're doing with the Darlington Hub, the ones I've previously mentioned. We will not reinvent the wheel. We will just follow that same system to transfer this, to transform those into workable institutions or where art can be practiced.
Minister, it's interesting that Ms. Aris from the EFF would suggest converting old buildings and museums when her party has been at the forefront of vandalizing history and historic buildings. If we look, as an example, at how the ANC, EFF, and PA Coalition of Corruption in Johannesburg has neglected the Johannesburg Library and the Johannesburg Art Gallery, what guarantees can your department make or give us that it will make good investments with taxpayers' money to convert abandoned or dilapidated buildings into cultural hubs or museums and to protect it from EFF vandalism?
Thank you, Honorable.
Order, please, Chairperson.
Order, members online, please.
I've heard the question. You know,
Sorry, Chair.
pardon, I've heard the question.
Chair, sorry. Honorable Aris was raising a point of order online.
Beg your pardon, Honorable Aris. Would you take a seat, please,
Yes,
Minister?
thank you very
Honorable
much,
Aris, can we hear your point of order?
Chairperson, I think the previous speaker is out of order to make accusations like that, to say that is the EFF that has vandalized.
That's not a point of order, Honorable
buildings.
Aris. Thank you very
No,
much.
that
Let's
is
give the
out of
Minister a
order. You
chance
must
to
withdraw.
respond. Thank you, Minister.
Come to the House. May I just remind the honorable member that Mpopalati was the mayor in Joburg. Before Mpopalati, Mashaba was the mayor in Joburg. Yeah. Now, when you say PA, you guys have been mayors for 6 years in Tshwane. There's a 6 billion rand missing, according to the Auditor General. So now, you come here, the Good Hope Center is now being sold here in the Western Cape, while there's no theater that is state owned. So let us not throw stones if we live in a glass house. Because Gauteng, Joburg, has been messed up by the Democratic Alliance. Tshwane has been messed up by the Democratic Alliance. We are fixing stuff now. Be patient. We've given you 6 years to mess it up. Give us 3 years to fix it for you. We are getting there.
Thank you, Minister.
No, but you have no evidence that the EFF has demolished a building. Can you mention one that was done by the EFF.
Thank you very much.
I'm not defensive. I don't like a person to tell lies about people. If you say the EFF has demolished a building, tell me which building and which members of the EFF. Wearing red doesn't mean you are EFF member. Maybe you saw people with red.
I can sign you up, Minister.
What undertaking? No, I didn't make the question. You made an allegation. You didn't ask a question. Yours was an allegation. So I was dealing with your allegation. You said that we have messed up Joburg. So I'm telling you, you are the one that messed up Joburg.
Honourable
No,
member,
what's the
sorry.
examples
Honourable
of-
Godsall, this is not a dialogue, please.
Let the truth be spoken.
Are you done, Minister?
I'm done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
Honourable
Life of an artist, bacho babe spices, at glorifying drugs as a stage fright cure. You can try this just when you're about to grab your chance of staging. Excitement, you can't think out this industry, or should I say this killer dream, cause you will swear that from the start it was designed to kill artists. Bangakulwela when days are bright, ungutembekile. As a human being on Instagram, too much pressure, unrealistic expectations. Whoever said that he's the perfect is with us, wetembekile. Singiza wetembekile. Remedies within us as ikhwemba sipepekile.